We have 11 amazing restaurants featuring a wide variety for every price range and appetite. South Point's Garden Buffet has something for everyone at unbeatable prices. Or, if hunger strikes in the middle of the night, join us at Coronado Cafe. The American menu offers breakfast, lunch, or dinner 24 hours a day, plus a Chinese kitchen for authentic Chinese dishes from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. From steak and eggs to wonton soup, it's fast and friendly service 24/7. When you need a quick pick-me-up, you can find it at our state-of-the-art Starbucks just inside the main South Point entrance. Order ahead with the Starbucks app for easy mobile order pickups. Or enjoy your favorites in the relaxing dining area anytime, day or night. If you love Mexican food, Baja Miguel's has all of your south-of-the-border favorites. There are dozens of classics to choose from, like fajitas, ceviche, chimichangas, tacos, and more. And for spirit lovers, Baja's colorful non-smoking tequila bar is right outside.
I'm former Major League pitcher Andy Pettit. I teamed up with Tunnel to Towers after seeing their life-changing work with military and first responder families. Now we're expanding our mission to help veterans struggling with homelessness. We want to help them rebuild their lives not only by giving them a home, but by providing the services they need. Please join me in donating at t2t.org.
My name is Wally Joyner. I was a first baseman for the Angels, Padres, Royals, and Braves. I give the Tunnel to Towers because of what they provide for the veterans, the military, the first responders, the police, the firemen who go out and put their lives in danger for our freedoms. I think it's an incredible charity, an incredible foundation. Their goals of helping the families that protect us. I'm asking you to support the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. The foundation is committed to delivering mortgage-free homes to catastrophically injured service members, Gold Star, and fallen first responder families with young children. Never forget.
Night racing's best bets are at Los Alamitos Racecourse. The Los Alamitos early and late pick fours with outstanding pools and big payouts. Here are some of our recent pools. The pool is over $214,000 on June 23rd. And over $240,000 on May 26th. And the late pick four often has pools of over $150,000. And remember, a $10,000 pick six promo on Sundays. Night racing's best bets are at Los Alamitos, Saturday and Sunday nights.
The following is a Race Day Las Vegas presentation in association with Siraco Productions Limited on the Race Day Las Vegas Radio Network.
Live from the gaming capital of the world, time for Race Day Las Vegas, covering the sport of kings with a Las Vegas perspective. Now to the race desk with your host, Ralph Siraco.
From the backstretch to the turf club, at the race books and on the internet, to all horse players around the world, a good morning. Alrighty, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Race Day Las Vegas radio program for this almost Friday, Thursday. We come to you live and direct from the gaming capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada, right here at our studio station. And, of course, South Point Studios streaming network at YouTube from the South Point Hotel Casino Complex on Las Vegas Boulevard and your gaming capital. We welcome you to the show. Well, it's almost Friday, but it is Thursday. And, of course, we're ramping up for a big weekend. Of course, plenty of great stakes races tomorrow on a Friday. It's really packed tomorrow between the rescheduling of Woodbine Stakes races that had to be canceled last week because of the rain, And, of course, Saratoga having a big Friday of stakes races before a big Saturday on Travers Day. So we continue our Travers coverage here on the Race Day Show from Las Vegas, Nevada, right here at the studios at South Point. We welcome all of our listeners on other platforms as well, like our radio station, our anchor station here in Las Vegas, so you can hear us here in Vegas while you're zipping around town this morning. And, of course, that is Sports Talk 1400 AM and 107.1 FM as well. Of course, our websites, racedaylasvegas.com, .vegas.world, .global, iPhone, Android. We got that covered, too. You know, you get your apps at your app store for your Androids or your iPhones. And the KSHP app will get you listening to us through the radio station. And, of course, the YouTube app will get you seeing and hearing us through the South Point studio streaming at YouTube. And, of course, anywhere you get your podcasting as well. Simply put, welcome to the show no matter how you get us for this almost Friday, Thursday. Okay, we're ramping it up. The weather here in Las Vegas, 86 degrees outside right now. It's almost perfect outside right now. It was just a pleasant walk through the parking lot this morning. We're going to get up to 103. You got to stay hydrated. It's not an excessive heat warning, but, you know, these are usually now the usual temperatures we get in August here in Las Vegas, 103. It'll be always fast, firm, and perfect in the race book. Of course, we are centering on the weather not here in Vegas or anywhere else in the country except for Saratoga Springs, New York, where they're going to run the Travers in the big 2 days of stakes races coming up. And so today at Saratoga Springs right now, it's going to be 73 degrees out. You got a 15% chance of rain, just a trickle that might happen there. But Jonathan Dardoon tells me he stuck his head out the window just before he gets started on the show. So it's a beautiful day there at Saratoga. So that's what it looks like right now. Now, tomorrow, you're going to start out with the overnight at 53 degrees. It's going to get up to 78 degrees tomorrow at Saratoga. Mostly sunny with only a small 7% chance of rain. And then on Saturday, Travers Day, oh boy, overnight lows 60, high 81 degrees, sunny, and only an 8% chance of precipitation. So it looks like Mother Nature is becoming a racing fan, certainly for Travers weekend. Let's hope. The weatherman is as good as handicappers. Our handicappers are getting hot on our show, okay? As far as the weather here, again, 86 and 103, the topper today here in Las Vegas. You got Miami at 88, New York 79, Chicago 79, Los Angeles 86 degrees, and right down there in Southern California by San Diego, it's all about the same temperature at 86 degrees. And, of course, Del Mar starts another week of their racing there where the turf meets the surf. As far as precipitation, et cetera, across the country, looks pretty good from left to right. Clear sailing on the Pacific coast, clear sailing right now on the Atlantic coast, although they say that Florida is going to get some more rain coming up through today and the weekend. As far as everybody else around the country, from the Midwest to the West and the East, everything looks fine. So we should be on our way to some good fast tracks across the country today for racing. Thorpedo Anna. Boy, she's coming out of her skin right now for the Travers Stakes. Yesterday, Kenny McPeak wanted to get her in the starting gate and have her break out of the starting gate and then gallop around the racetrack because she's had some issues at the starting gate, especially in her last race, if you remember, in the Alabama. I'm not in her last race, not the Alabama, but her last race. And so Thorpedo Anna was really on the muscle. They were supposed to gallop her around the track and then slow her down where the starting gate was at in the chute, turn her around and get her in the chute and then finish out the gallop. But she was so strong in her gallop around the first turn, the rider couldn't pull her up in time. So she couldn't, they had to wait till she was complete with her morning gallop and then bring her back to the starting gate. So she is on the muscle. She is ready to go, she is. So we'll wait and see about that. Of course, she's taking on the boys in the Travers Stakes. And if she gets the victory in the Travers Stakes, if she turns that table, she will be the first filly to win the Travers Stakes in over 100 years, I think 109 years. So it's going to be a historic race, and she's got some pretty good, solid 3-year-old boys that go up against, that's for sure. And, of course, we'll wait and see. A big day of racing coming up on Saturday at Saratoga. The Travers Stakes will be one of 14 races and one of 5 Grade 1 stakes races on Saturday's racing at Saratoga. And our handicappers are hard at work going over that program right now as they continue to fine-tune their handicapping for Saturday. And we will have right here a special Travers Extra show. The Race Day Las Vegas Extra Travers Special will be tomorrow here from the South Point Studios right after the Race Day show. We conclude the Race Day show tomorrow at 8 a.m., and then, of course, we'll go to a small commercial break. We'll come back, and I will be hosting handicapper John Lindo, who has his Lindo report here, and the sports director here at the South Point, Chris Andrews, who's an absolute racing fan personified. So we'll have Chris, and maybe even Vinny. Vinny might even stop by. But we're going to go over the Travers Stakes and the stakes races on Travers Day with those guys right after the show tomorrow. It's called the Race Day Las Vegas Travers Special Extra Show. It'll come right after, but you got to be on YouTube. It's not going to be simulcast anywhere else. Not the radio stations, not the phone apps, not podcasting, nowhere except here. So you go to you go to YouTube. You should be doing that already. You go to YouTube. When you get to YouTube, you punch in the search bar South Point Studios. You'll get to the page. Then you'll click on our Race Day. Click there, our Race Day link, and then you'll start watching and hearing the show. Only on YouTube, the South Point YouTube streaming at YouTube. That's tomorrow, the Race Day Extra show for the Travers. I asked Chris Andrews, especially because Chris is, although he's the great sports director here. And don't forget, we got college football coming up for real, coming on Saturday. And you got to watch Sports by the Book for that. It'll start right after our show on Saturday, okay? And they're going to go over the beginning of the college football season and, of course, NFL preseason and all that good stuff on their show. But Chris Andrews loves horse racing, and he's a horse racing fan, and I know he'll have an opinion on the Travers Stakes. So we'll have Chris here. As I say, maybe even Vinny, too, if we can get him here early enough. And, of course, John Lindo, whose Lindo Report is here at the South Point in the race book, will join us as well. So that's tomorrow, the special show, the Travers Stakes Race Day Las Vegas Extra show tomorrow after our regular show on the YouTube South Point Studio streaming network only, okay? Another quick note, John Velasquez, who, by the way, went from Saratoga to Delaware Park yesterday. Remember that the Delaware Park had the Henlopen Stakes, and he went there for that, in the 1.5-mile turf stakes race at Delaware Park, and he won it with the Gray Wizard. The Gray Wizard, trained by Graham Motion, won the race with John Velasquez aboard, paying $420. Limited Liability was second, and English Conqueror was third. A Rich Egg Selection in the race was positioned perfectly, but just didn't finish well. So he finished off the board. But the Gray Wizard wins with John Velasquez. And now John Velasquez, after this weekend, he's going back up to Saratoga, of course, for his mounts there. But John Velasquez, after this weekend, is going to have a 3-day suspension that'll start next Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday for a riding infraction. So he'll be busy, that's for sure. All right, we got the Pat O'Brien field, the field for the Pat O'Brien Stakes. Remember, yesterday, John Lindo told us that Arabian Night, who was Bob Baffert, who was pointing for the Pat O'Brien on Saturday at Del Mar, had been retired, suddenly been retired. So Arabian Night has been retired. So we'll go over the field with the Pat O'Brien. Of course, the Pat O'Brien will feature the legend in his own time in Southern California, the Chosen Vron. But he's going to be taken on by Senor Buscador, who, as you know, won the Saudi Cup. All right, so we'll take a look at that field with Jonathan Hardoon. Yesterday at Saratoga, I'll tell you what, Mike Maker's having a big Saratoga meeting. I can tell you that. He won 3 races in the first 6 contests yesterday at Saratoga. Mike Maker trained the 3rd race winner, Catherine Peak, who went wire to wire in a 1 5/8 race. Wire to wire, under Jose Ortiz, paying $9.90. That was the John's Call Stakes, the only race that was left on the turf course. So maybe the turf course aided this horse on going wire to wire in 1 mile and 5/8, and he did it easily. Cathkin Peak, first Mike Maker winner, wire to wire in that marathon. Again, $9.90 for the win in the John's Call. Finishing second was 6 minus, and third was And the Winners. And the Winners is finished third, but he wasn't. He finished third. In any case, Maker came back in the fourth race, getting 2 wins in a row with the favorite there, Accidental Hero, paying $4.30. And then he rolled back in the sixth race with his third training win of the day with Playful Lass with Luis Saez aboard. It paid $8.10. So Mike Maker won half of the first 6 races yesterday at Saratoga. He was the training star of the day. By the way, Todd Pletcher and Mike Rapoli had a couple of winners. Pletcher did. Rapoli had that winner in the fifth race, More Vino, that paid $5 even. Pletcher opened up the card with a prohibitive favorite that won. Protective paid $2.10 and almost a walkover in the first race at Saratoga yesterday. And Jerry Jackowitz, rolling hot now. Jerry, for the second day in a row, gives us a winner with the link-ups as well. His winner in the seventh race, he picked Runnin' Ray. Runnin' Ray did the job for Tyler Gaffleone and Joe Sharp, paying $5.50. One of his link-ups, Lost in Rome, ran second. The $1 exacta payoff, $34 even. 33-1 on the exacta payoff there for Jerry Jackowitz's pick in the seventh race at Saratoga. Christophe Clement won the eighth race, and Mark Casse wrapped it up with the ninth and final race, giving Jose Ortiz his second win at $7.60. So the riding star of the day was Jose Ortiz. The training star of the day was Mike Maker, and the pick six paid $1,249.50 yesterday at Saratoga. All right, let's get set and ready to go for today. Our handicappers are standing by. Jonathan Hardoon, Rich Eng, John Lindo, and Jerry J., as well as your racing menu for this almost Friday, Thursday. And we'll be back right after this first break. Don't go away.
South Point Casino has plenty of attractions for the whole family. Catch a movie. Our 16-screen movie theater includes 2 XD Extreme screens for the ultimate in viewing, sound, and luxury. After the show, treat the family to a variety of treats at our old-fashioned ice cream parlor, Kate's Corner. We scoop up a variety of creamy concoctions, including smoothies, hand-dipped cones, milkshakes, malts, sodas, and sundaes. At Kate's, there's something for everyone. And if you still got time to spare, our bowling center might be right up your alley. Voted Best of Las Vegas, it's a great place for friends and family fun. 64 lanes, a pro shop, snack bar, and arcade. And while the kids are bowling, you can play slots and sip on a drink in the Alley Cat Lounge while overlooking the lanes. For our more serious and professional bowlers, the South Point is also home to a separate tournament bowling plaza.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas. Time to get you your racing menu for today. We remind you, as we always do every day, just in case you're watching us for the first time. The first post times that we broadcast on this racing menu every day reflect the start times in the Pacific time zone, because that's where we're at here in Las Vegas. These will be the first post times that roll out in our race book here at the South Point, right behind us in the studio here. And if you are listening in the Pacific time zone anywhere else, not a problem. However, since our platforms and our simulcasting goes worldwide, we know there's a lot of people listening out there and watching that are in different time zones. So if you're in one of those, adjust the Pacific time zone to whatever one you're in, so you don't miss anything. Like I miss Mom and Dad. Don't want you to miss. Don't want you to miss any chances at making a bet and winning a bet. Okay. All right, here we go with the menu. The menu starts with Delaware Park. Delaware Park has 8 races today. Their first post time is at 9:30. 9:30 at Delaware Park today. Belterra Park is next. Belterra Park has 8 races today. Their first post time at Belterra is set at 9:35. 9:35 at Belterra Park today. Then we go to Saratoga. Beautiful day at Saratoga. They're on the turf. The main track is fine. The weather is great right now, and they are waiting for the big Travers weekend. We're going to have great weather. I know we will have great weather there, as it is today. Saratoga has 10 races today. Their first post time is at 10:10. The feature race today is the Bolliston Spa Stakes. It comes in the second race. The feature is in the second race today at Saratoga. A mile and 1/16 on the Mellon Turf Course, fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and up. It is a grade 2. There are 8 in the race before any scratches. And the 3 to 5 favorite, I guess, if they stay on the main track, is Who's Your Filly? We'll wait and see. 9 to 5 there is Gina Romantica with Flavia Pratt. So if they stay on the grass, I think Gina Romantica will be the favorite at 9 to 5 with Flavia Pratt aboard in the Bolliston Spa. That's the second race on the card. Post time for the 10 races today at Saratoga is set at 10:10 this morning at Saratoga. Colonial Downs is next. Now, Colonial Downs, features a lot of turf racing, but today there's only 5 turf races out of the 9. 4 are on the dirt today at Colonial Downs. And so out of the 9 races, their first post time is at 10:30 at Colonial Downs today. Next up comes Horseshoe Indianapolis. Horseshoe Indianapolis has a first post time of 11:10. Their first post time, again, 11:10 at Horseshoe Indianapolis. 10 races today, 9 thoroughbreds. The last race will be a quarter horse race. Again, first post time, Horseshoe Indianapolis is at 11:10. Then we go to Hawthorne Racecourse in Chicago. Hawthorne Racecourse has 9 races. Their first post time is at 12:10. 12:10 at Hawthorne today. Following that, we go to Woodbine, north of the border in Canada. Woodbine, remember, Woodbine's going to have that big racing card tomorrow that they didn't get to on Saturday with the rain out. That includes the King's Plate. That'll be tomorrow, Friday. But for today, Thursday, first post time is at 150. Pick 6 jackpot carryover, $68,450. The Super High 5 jackpot carryover, $18,823. And 8 races today at Woodbine with a first post time of at 150. 150 at Woodbine. Then we go to good old Del Mar in Southern California. Del Mar, where the turf meets the surf. First post time at Del Mar is 2 o'clock this afternoon. No feature races, but their first post time is 2 o'clock this afternoon at Del Mar. Listen up now, folks. That new 3x3 bet, their carryover for the 3x3, $1,621. That's the carryover, and you got to pick 3 trifectas in a row. All right, first post time at Del Mar is at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Penn National is next. 7 races. Their first post time is 2:45. They have a Super High 5 jackpot carryover, $17,645. First post time at Penn National, 2:45. Canterbury Park gets underway with 8 races, 5 thoroughbreds. The last 3 will be quarter horses, and their first post time at Canterbury Park is at 3:10. Evangeline Downs has 9 races. Their first post time is at 3:30. 3:30 in Evangeline Downs. Charlestown, with a pick 6 jackpot carryover of $23,333, has an 8 races and a first post time of 4 o'clock, 4 p.m. at Charlestown. And then we wrap it up with Remington Park. Remington Park has 9 races, and their first post time is at 4:30 at Remington Park. That's your racing menu for this almost Friday, Thursday. Now let's get out to Jonathan Ardoon standing by. Jonathan, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. Beautiful day here today in Saratoga. Yesterday, it was a nice day. It rained everywhere but at the track, even if you were like a mile away. For some reason, the rain missed the track, so that was good.
Yeah, it's always spotty around Saratoga, right? I mean, it could rain at the racetrack, and right across the street at the Hall of Fame, there's no rain, right? I mean, that's the way it is there.
I was a mile away, Ralph. It was pouring by my house and not a drop at the racetrack. So
well, that's good.
I even texted you, the skies are black, here it comes.
No, you texted me just before Jerry J's race. Now, Jerry, that race was on the main track anyhow, but I didn't want to be a sloppy racetrack. And so I'm saying to myself, you texted me and I'm watching them and say, get to the post, get in the starting gate. So,
and another thing from yesterday, Mako won 3 races. The horse we gave out on the radio would have been his 4th win. He went off 9-1, and he looked pretty good turning for home. He finished 3rd, but he still put in a solid effort.
Jonathan, I could tell you that was the 5th race on the card, where Morvino won that for Todd Pletcher and Rapoli. For Pletcher's second win of the day. But, man, your horse was so much on the dance floor. He was live, and he was at 9-1. He closed at 9-1 on the tote board,
Yeah.
and he was about as live as you can get without winning. That's all I could say.
Yeah.
So anyhow, we're just looking for live horses.
That's all.
We were talking about all of those big stakes races. Went over all of those big stakes races at Saratoga the other day, but we didn't have the field for the Pat O'Brien. We now have the Pat O'Brien because they drew for the Pat O'Brien now. That's the stakes race on Saturday at Del Mar. It is a grade, I believe it's a grade 2, and it is a win and you're in, I believe. Let me check that, make sure. In any case, it is.
Yeah, probably is.
It's a great. I
think it is.
take that back. It's a grade 1 win and you're in. The Pat O'Brien that goes on Saturday. It'll be, I believe, the 9th race on the card at Del Mar. And you know that the Chosen Vran, they already said that the Chosen Vran was going in the race. So you know he's going to be the big favorite. He is such a legend in his own time there in Southern California. But Bob Baffert was intending on entering Arabian Night in the race, but you know he got all of a sudden he was retired, so Arabian Night is not in that race. But he's going to have to face Senor Buscador, and of course Senor Buscador. This race, the Pat O'Brien is at 7 furlongs. Senor Buscador is a horse who I think needs a little bit more distance than that. Certainly he did in the Saudi Cup. He needed every inch of the long Saudi Cup to get the win. So you don't know if this race is going to be like a prep for something else leading up maybe to the Breeders' Cup Classic, or if he's tight enough, if he's tight enough maybe to give Chosen Vran a shot. What do you think?
Well, I know that he's using this as a prep. They have a new race at Santa Anita that replaced the Awesome Again Stakes, and he's using this, I heard, as a prep for that race. And off of the new race at Santa Anita, he will go from that race into the Breeders' Cup. You know, last year he ran in the Pacific Classic. He ran a respectable 4th that day. He ran very well. He's really a good horse. You know, it's his first start back since Saudi. So you're right. I don't think the screws will be totally, tight, but he certainly has a shot. But listen, we keep trying to beat. Well, I tried to beat what's his name?
Chosen Vran.
Yeah, the Chosen Vran last time out, and he made a fool out of me. So I think I'm just going to join the team and jump aboard.
Okay, well, there's without Senor Buscador and the Chosen Vran, there's still 6 other horses in the race that may upset. You never know. From the rail out, number 1 is Moose Mitchell. Jeremy Laprida for George Papadromo George Papadromo is having a great meet there at Del Mar. The 2 is See Through It, Tiago Piera for Gennaro Vallejo. The 3 is Happy Jack, Edwin Maldonado for Doug O'Neill. You always got to look out for Doug O'Neill horses. The 4 is Raging Torrent, Antonio Fresu, another Doug O'Neill. So Doug O'Neill has 2 in the race, and they're going to break side by side. The 5 is Big City Lights, Kasushi Kimura for Richard Mandela, and Mandela doesn't enter a horse in the race to get a box seat. You know that. The 6 is the Chosen Vran, Hector Barrios again for Eric Kruljack. The 7 is Senor Buscador. Joe Talamo is going to ride for Todd Fincher. So Joe Talamo gets the mount on Saturday. And the 8 is Arrow the Great, Victor Espinosa for Dan Blacker. So there are nice horses going in this race, but then you're talking about the Chosen Vran, who's a legend.
He really is, Ralph. He's just an amazing horse, and it's a terrific story. He's becoming a fan favorite, and the game needs horses like that. You know, they don't retire him off the stud. He sticks around, and people love to watch him run.
Well, we'll see about that. It's going to be, when we start out tomorrow, really, with all the excitement of all the stakes races that are happening tomorrow. I mean, tomorrow, for example, you've got, those big stakes races at Woodbine. You've got, of course, Charlestown is going to have 6 stakes races tomorrow night, including the $1 million Charlestown Classic, where, Skippy Longstockings is going in. And you got the Grade 1 Personal Ensign at Saratoga. So it really the weekend really kind of starts tomorrow with all these big stakes races. And then on Saturday, and then we kind of wind up in Southern California late at night, for you guys anyhow, with the Pat O'Brien. So it's going to be a lot of fun throughout the day tomorrow and Saturday.
I think we'll do some of the Charlestown races on the radio tomorrow, because the card is really very good, and they got 6 terrific stake races, and I have a couple of opinions, so I think I will share them.
Ooh, doggy. You got some opinions. Way to tease. See,
I don't know if they're good, but I hope they're good.
you're starting to know the broadcasting business. You're going to tease for tomorrow. All right.
I
Well,
learned from you, Ralph, in the business.
well, in any case, anything that happened yesterday at Saratoga besides Mike Maker not getting his fourth win with your pick, I thought that John's call where Catachan Peak goes wire to wire on the turf course, and I got to tell you, it wasn't like a wired. I mean, he just went out. He had about 10 lengths lead going past the stands the first time in this marathon, and those other jocks were sitting back waiting for him to come. He never came back. And
when jockeys do that, and most of the time, Ralph, the horse will come back to the field.
Yeah.
He just kept going. It was enough. By the way, Maker claimed that horse, and he does terrific claiming these old horses and putting them in the marathon. No one has more success at doing it than Maker, and he really does a terrific job. And he did it again. And Ortiz gets a lot of credit. He just stepped on the gas, and he kept going, and no one came and got him.
Your man, Brad Cox, unleashed the first-time starter or 2-year-old maiden race in the second race with Sacrosanct. And Sacrosanct, what do you... Wow, your dog likes him.
Yeah, he ran well. I mean, I don't know how much was in the race, but it was a race loaded with first-time starters. A lot of people like their horses in there, but once again, Cox stepped to the front of the line.
All right. Well, without any further ado, let's get to some picks today for, I guess you're going to Saratoga and Del Mar.
Correct. By the way, Saratoga, they're calling the turf course good. I guess it has, it's been cool the last couple of days, so it probably didn't dry out completely from all the rain we had on Monday and Tuesday. So they're calling it good, and the main track is fast. Interesting thing happening, Ralph. The fifth race today at Saratoga, originally 9 horses entered. Mm-hmm. They have 6 late scratches, leaving a field of 3. And it's beautiful. I don't know what happened. Obviously, It may have something to do with Heisa, but I don't know.
All right, listen, anyway, before you do that, give us the scratches in that race then.
Oh, it'll be my pleasure. Hold on. Here we go. Fifth race, scratch the 1, Upside Potential, the 2, Improbable Journey, the 3, the 4, the 5, and the 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 official program numbers have all been scratched, leaving the 6, 8, and 9, 3 horses in the race.
And by the way, on the morning line, the 2 was the 9-5 favorite. The 4 was 3-1 second choice. So without those horses and others in the race, you've got horses left that were morning line. Of course, they're going to change the morning line, but were morning lined at 8-1, 12-1, and 15-1. So take your pick.
And believe me, all 3 of them could win, so not an easy race, even though there are only 3 horses left.
Can I give you a suggestion, though, Jonathan, in this race?
Sure. ALL.
Okay, yeah, exactly. If you're going to play the pick 5, just hit the all button and take all 3 of them in the last race of the pick 5.
Let them figure it out.
That's right, yeah. All right, let's go.
All right, Ralph, let's look at the 7th race today, 1 1/8 on the main track. If you remember last time out, Standout Sensation, we gave this horse out on the radio, and it was the craziest thing you ever saw. The horse outside of him beat the gate and was declared a non-starter, but he stood right in front of the stall where Standout Sensation was, and he never got out of the gate. We found a new way to lose. Well, he was declared a non-starter. Anyway, today I'm going back with this horse because his last race wasn't even a race. He's listed at 4-1 on the morning line. Jose Ortiz for Tom Amos. Number 5, Standout Sensation, wins today's 7th race out at Saratoga.
Well, I remember that vividly, and I went to take a look at the replay over and over and over again, not only from the head-on, but from the pan shot. And this is one of the most amazing starts you ever saw in your people, because, I mean, the horse next to him just came out, made a left turn right in front of him, and he was almost ready to jump out. He's a little slow coming, but he was, and then the horse just kind of sat there and was startled that he saw a horse across from him. So yeah, good. We're gonna get the money today on that one. In the 7th race, the 5, Standout Sensation. The 5, Standout Sensation with a clean break. Jonathan thinks gets the win in the 7th race with Jose Ortiz aboard. 7th race, the 5. All right, what about Del Mar?
Del Mar, race 2, 5 furlongs on the turf, and I like the number 1 horse in here, Rexford. This is a 4-year-old gelding from the Phil D'Amato barn. Bobby Gonzalez aboard to ride. He's listed at 5-1 on the morning line. He's coming off of a layoff since May 4th, but his last race after being gelded was a big figure. Again, 5-1 on the morning line, has the advantage of breaking from the inside. I like number 1, Rexford, to win today's second race out at Del Mar. And by the way, I think it's earlier post today. Oh, no, is it still 2 o'clock?
Yeah, it's still 2 o'clock here on Thursday. The early post times start next week. Of course, tomorrow now it'll be 3 o'clock like it was last week. But the 2 o'clocks go to 1:30 next week. But it's a 2 o'clock post time. This race will go about 2:30 Pacific time. Second race, the 1 Rexford at 5-1 on the morning line is your pick. Second race, the 1 at Del Mar. And of course, you got full sheets at Del Mar and Saratoga at your website.
JONHARDOON.com. Thank you, Ralph.
All right, get to work, my man, because you got a lot of stakes races to go over between tomorrow and Saturday.
Be well and stay safe. Thank you.
All right, you got it. We'll be back with Rich Eng right after this. Don't go away.
Thank you, buddy.
There are many families that need your help. I'm Mark Wahlberg, and I'm asking you to support the Tunnel to Towers Foundation in their efforts to deliver mortgage-free homes to catastrophically injured service members, Gold Star, and fallen first responders families with young children, as well as eradicating homelessness amongst our veterans. Everybody knows where the money's going, every single dollar. God bless you. Please contribute $11 a month to support their efforts by visiting t2t.org.
Hello, I'm Dennis Quaid. For years, Tunnel to Towers has demonstrated a commitment to first responders and military families. They've paid off mortgages and built specially adapted smart homes. Now the foundation is expanding its mission to eradicate veteran homelessness. Please give our veterans a chance to reclaim their dignity by donating at t2t.org.
South Point is also proud to provide a variety of relaxing amenities for the guests who want to be pampered. Soak up the sun and let your stress melt away in our lagoon-style Paradise swimming pool. A relaxing getaway where you can bask in the desert sun and enjoy seasonal food and bar service poolside. And if you really want to escape, come to Spa Costa del Sur. From couple suites to a co-ed wet area, our spa caters to business and leisure travelers who want to unwind and elevate their senses. A visit to one of our spa's steam, sauna, or whirlpool treatment rooms will leave any guest feeling like they can take on the world.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas. Time to go out to Rich Eng, standing by. Richie, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ralphie. Good morning, viewers. Good morning, listeners.
Well, we got college football for real is going to start on Saturday, and then, of course, we wind up the NFL preseason, and then the NFL starts. So it's that time of the year, that's for sure. But, of course, we're looking at a lot of great stakes racing going on in the next 2 days in horse racing. And so it's a great time to be a player of both sports and horses at this time of the year.
No, this is a great time to be in Las Vegas, Ralph. You got the for some reason, they call this first weekend in college week 0, and then the next weekend will be week 1. And then the NFL, this is the last week of the exhibition season, and then we get to the regular season first weekend of September.
Well, Rich, I know that you're doing a handicapping sheet each and every day for Southern California. You have one today for Del Mar, and you can get that at the racedaylasvegas.com websites. Before we get to your selection, any thoughts about football coming up?
Yeah, I promised on yesterday's show that I was going to release some of the future book bets that I had made, and I had made a handful of win total bets over and under.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just share them real quick, Ralph, because I know we're short on time. But
sure.
If you got the graphic, I bet Clemson University, Clemson Tigers, under 9 wins. Dabo Swinney does not use the portal, so I think they might be a little shy on talent this year. Okay. Michigan, under 9 is another total I bet. defending champions, but they lost their coach, Jim Harbaugh, to the Chargers. And they had something like a record number of players drafted in the NFL. I think they're going to have a tough time replacing, restocking. SMU over 8. This is their first year in the ACC, but they come back loaded. They have almost all of their starters back on offense and defense, and they lost none of their coaching staff. I think they're going to be a very strong team. Iowa over the 8. They have the best defense in the Big Ten, and their offense should be much improved. They have a new coordinator, and they've got some kids from the portal. And the last total bet was Illinois under 5.5. They lost some of their best players to the portal, have not been able to replace them. I think it's a lean year in Champaign, Illinois.
All right. And ladies and gentlemen, with Rich Hang at the helm for us in football, it's only just begun. All right. Now time for a winner at Del Mar.
Let's go to race number 4. Jonathan, the second race went for a 5-furlong turf sprint. Same thing here, 5-furlong turf sprint, maiden special weight. Horse that's just going to be on the engine, Ralph, is the number 2, Sophistry. This horse was on the lead, got caught late under Edwin Maldonado, but this horse is just going to go, and I hope they don't catch the son of a gun late. So let's go with the 2, Sophistry, at 3-1 in race 4.
All right, fourth race, the 2-horse Sophistry, which is a ship and win horse as well. Edwin Maldonado, who knows how to get a horse out of the starting gate in the 5-furlong turf race. The fourth race, number 2, is Rich Hang's play. And don't forget, Richie's got the rest at the racedaylasvegas.com websites. All right, thanks a lot, Rich. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Hey, thanks, Ralph. Good luck, everybody.
All right, we will be right back with John and Jerry. Don't do it. Don't go away.
South Point offers all the types of entertainment you'd expect at a first-class Las Vegas resort. Did you know our 400-seat showroom is one of Las Vegas's top destinations for live entertainment? Enjoy live performances by classic Vegas entertainers, bands, and today's hottest comedians, plus a rock and dance floor. You can also enjoy live entertainment at the Grand View Lounge, where you'll feel all the vibes of old Las Vegas. Enjoy the music, and if you love to laugh, don't miss The Dirty at 12:30, our very own free comedy show, every Friday night at 12:30 a.m. in the Grand View Lounge. The Dirty is 100% free, so arrive early. Go to southpointcasino.com or call the box office at 77136 for today's performances at the showroom and the Grand View Lounge. When you're ready for your favorite cocktail, stop in and unwind at one of our 7 specialty lounges. There's a bar around every corner, because you're in Vegas, baby.
The traditional $2 Pick 6 at Los Alamitos is always a great bet. And when there's not a Pick 6 carryover on Sunday nights, we'll add $10,000 to the Pick 6 pool. Every Sunday night, we'll have either a Pick 6 carryover or the 10,000 Pick 6 promo, leading to gigantic total pools, like the $286,000 pool on May 19th and over $269,000 on June 8th. The traditional $2 Pick 6, a great bet, a great deal, always at Los Alamitos.
The Race Day Las Vegas Show, the only exclusive daily local media racing information source in Las Vegas.
Okay, back on Race Day Las Vegas, wrapping it up for this almost Friday, Thursday show. Almost got that backwards, almost Friday. But we still have some left to go on Thursday, and we got some nice cards around the country. And we're going to go right now to John Lendo standing by in Southern California. I have one thing to say to you, John. We didn't check with each other when we dressed this morning for the shirts.
Well, I got the memo anyways, Ralph. We're at Del Mar. How close can we be?
Yeah, that's right. In any case, back at Del Mar, right off of a nice, successful Sunday. Again, we remind everybody your Lindo report is available only in one place here in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's here at the South Point Racebook. It covers all the races, selections in all the races, a suggested late pick 4. That suggested late pick 4, by the way, on Sunday for a $20-something layout paid $470.75. It was on the sheet. And, of course, all the goodie information at the bottom, like the ship and win horses as well. All of that on one comprehensive sheet. The Lindo report found only in one place here in your gaming capital, right here at the South Point Racebook, free of charge, because they love horse players here. Well, the O'Brien's going to be a good field and a good race anyhow, isn't it?
Yeah, field of 8, and they did no favors by giving the favorite, the Chosen Brawn, a good outside post. And I trust his connections. Trainer Eric Kruljak, he doesn't run just to run. He runs when the horse tells him he's ready to go. Originally, I think they were going to wait for the Santa Anita Sprint Championship, but he came out of the Bing Crosby win so well that let's go right back and run another race at Del Mar where the Breeders' Cup is going to be. So that's why he's in. Hector Barrios has been aboard, I don't know how many of his stakes wins. He's won 14 of his last 15. So you're not the chosen brawn unless they pull you off.
John, Jonathan Hardin was alluding to the fact that Senya Buscador is in this race maybe for a prep for that new series they have at Santa Anita in the fall. That's a prep for the Breeders' Cup Classic. That new series is, again, what is that? That takes the place
It's called the California Crown. It'll be on September the 28th, the first Saturday of the meet there. And it's basically the same race as the Awesome Again, which is a mile and eighth for 3-year-olds and up. That was the prep race at Santa Anita. Now they've kind of enhanced it and made the purse $1 million, and are trying to build a big, event day around that first Saturday at Santa Anita. This will be the inaugural California Crown Day. But with the $1 million and the Breeders' Cup in California, it's a great place to try and get in and get a prep race for the Breeders' Cup. So, yeah, Senior Buscador going 7 furlongs, especially with his late running style. He's going to be up against it at Del Mar the way the track is played. But it's basically a prep, and then you go a mile and eighth in the California Crown, and you get ready for the Breeders' Cup Classic at Del Mar.
John, beginning of another week at Del Mar, so we're going to check the jockey trainer standings.
Juan Hernandez is your leading jockey, 25 wins. Umberto Rispoli second with 20. Antonio Fresu had 3 wins on Sunday. He's up to 16. And Hector Barrios has 15 winners. And as far as the trainers go, John Sadler's been leading for quite a while now. He's got 12 wins. Bob Baffert right behind with 11. Then Phil D'Amato and Mark Glatt with 10 winners. So they're bunched up as far as the trainers.
Got to tell you, between Sadler and Papa Padromo, they're having a hell of a Del Mar meeting, those two trainers.
Yeah.
They're doing well. Yeah. What about the favorites?
Favorites are right on the norm, Ralph, right at 34%. So, and we're seeing some prices here and there, which is great. It's been a lot of fun to play this meet.
And those shipping winners?
Shipping wins going into today, I have to look at the notes here. I think it's 15 for 99. Yes, 15 for 99. That's my unofficial count as far as winners for the ship and win horses.
Okay, John, we are definitely going to play that suggested late pick 4 off of the win on Sunday, but give us a pick for the race day listeners.
All right, how about a single on the late pick 4 then? Let's go to race number 6. Number 2, Divine Propos, I think is how it's pronounced. Had no chance in the first try at Del Mar, got caught wide behind a walking pace, still got beat about a length. It ran very well considering the trip. Goes a mile and 3/8 today. He's going to love the added distance from the inside post number 2. Fresu can just put him to sleep early and come running late. 9-2 in the program. Let's single number 2, Divine Propos, race number 6 at Del Mar.
Mile and 3/8 marathon on the turf course today, the 6th race. And by the way, when John says he's going to give us a singleton in the last pick 4, his suggested last pick 4, the way it's laid out is also, this one is a singleton in the sequence of the late pick 4. So, and it's a ship and win horse as well. So in the 6th race, number 2, Divine Propos, the 2 horse in the 6th race, no matter how you pronounce it, we're going to pronounce it a winner for John Lindo. 6th race, the 2. Don't forget the entire Lindo report available right now here at the South Point, free of charge, complimentary to the horse players because they love horse players here. That's for sure. And John, of course, coming up this weekend, you'll have the sheets continuing through for Del Mar and, of course, one for Saratoga.
We'll do the Saratoga full card on Saturday, and we'll talk about the Travers on the Race Day Extra show tomorrow.
That's right. You'll be with us on the Extra show. It'll be a lot of fun getting Chris Andrews here because he is a racing fan.
And, it's nice of him to take out the time. He's got some college football coming up this weekend.
You better believe it. We're going to drag him in here for at least 10, 15 minutes. That's for sure. Thanks a lot, John. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right. Good luck today.
Oh, by the way, John, nice shirt.
Yes, sir. Oh, you too, Ralphie.
All right. Now we're going to go to Jerry Jackowitz standing by. Jerry, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph.
Well, all I got to say is you're running hot.
What about my shirt?
I like your shirt. It's okay. You're comfy and relaxed there in your domicile there in your office. Good thing on this Thursday morning. Our weather is nice. It's beautiful. I can see the sun shining in a little bit in your office there.
Oh yeah.
You're on a roll though. You got a nice win yesterday as well at Saratoga, and I can tell you that that exacta that paid $34 for a buck, 33 to 1, when the winner was a short-priced winner, was the favorite in the race. That was a nice exacta payoff for the exacta.
Right. Well, putting together the play is all about sometimes bringing frequency with value. So there's two ways to get value in the way I play, and that's a good example of how it can work to your favor.
And when
that horse ran a hell of a race, though, and it kind of shows you he was sort of bet in the win pool, but not so much bet in the exact.
Yeah, I was going to say that because at face value, that race looked like a very competitive, wide open race. I mean, you had by virtue of the morning line, you had a lot of horses that were sitting at 6 and 8 to 1, etc. So this horse got bet down to 8 to 5, I believe, but it was a solid favorite. But with all of that randomness behind it, that produced a nice. Those are the kind of rich races you want to really get into, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's true up at Saratoga. Owners bet a little more, and quote insiders can bet a little more and not drive the win price down. But the exactas can still be pretty rich. So.
Okay, well, let's do a three-peat. How about that? We'll go to Saratoga first.
Yeah, let's go to the 10th race, Ralph. We've got an interesting horse from Wesley Ward. We're sprinting on the turf, and he's got terrific figures as a trainer. But he puts up Dettori for this horse that this filly hasn't raced since she was a 2-year-old in June, precisely. And I like these comeback 3-year-olds off long layoffs for good trainers. I think they're interesting plays and sometimes overlays. I'll make a good win place bet on the 2, precisely. Play precisely the 2 with the 1, 6, 7, and 10. 1, 6, 7, 10.
Number 2, precisely over 1, 6, 7, and 10.
Correct.
Okay. Did you see the? Did you see the name of the 10 horse?
Oh yeah, Simone Biles.
Yeah, Biles. They named a horse after her. Of course, they are unbelievable.
It better be good.
Yeah, it better sure. If it's named after her, it better be good. That's for sure. So in the 10th race, we like the 2. You like the 2 as the key over 1, 6, 7, and 10 and reverse. The 2 in the 10th and final at Saratoga is your selection. Del Mar.
Precisely.
Thank you.
You hear I did that precisely.
I know you did. I know you did. All right, Del Mar.
Let's go to the second race, Ralph. Number 4, Tigerhorn for Mark Glad and Rispoli is up. It's not the most difficult one to come up with. Again, we're sprinting on the turf. I like to keep the theme similar. Horse ran really easy up the rail and didn't really extend itself last time out, so I don't think it'll bounce at all. In fact, I think it'll go forward, probably run back and through its June 16th race. I like this horse a whole heck of a lot. That's the 4 horse in race number 2. I'll be happy if I get maybe 8 to 5. Play the 4 over the 1, 2, 3, and 7, small reverses. This is strong on the win side.
Okay. So in the second race, you like the 4, Tigron, the 4 over 1, 2, 3, and 7, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now, Jonathan Ardoon came with the 1 horse, so we have a Siraco play in the second race. You like the 4 over 1, 2, 3, 7, and reverse. And Jonathan has the 1, so the Siraco play will be the exacta box of 1, 4, 4, 1 in the second at Del Mar. Ding, ding, ding. I got a note for you. Biles in the last race at Saratoga has been scratched. You know why?
Okay. Why?
The note on it says unsound. It was a vet scratch. So this one wasn't as good as Biles ready to go. So we'll
Well, she might be, that's not true. She might be really good, but she just may have a physical infirmity right now.
Well, she might have just a slight injury like Biles did in the Olympics.
Could be, yeah.
Could be. You never know. But in any case, in any case, the 10 horse in all reality, the 10 horse Biles is scratched in the 10th and final. Okay. Well, that just about does it, except for us to remind you that Jerry J's Power Page is for all of Del Mar and all of Saratoga available at jerryjspowerpage.com. So there you go. There it is. All right. Well, this is the almost Friday, Thursday show wrapping up. So that means that next time we'll be actually on the Friday show tomorrow morning. Don't forget the Friday Extra right after the show tomorrow, only on YouTube and the South Point Studios network. One more thing to say. I do believe Jerry's going to say it.
Hey! race day.